Hello, good good evening. It's been a while since I played Hearts of Iron III, and it's been even it was and the Black Ice mod. I played it, if I recall correctly, over 1 year ago. Unfortunately, the Black Ice mod crashed every 10 minutes or so. It seems like I found a way to make this work. It seems more stable. So I'm gonna start a new playthrough as Bulgaria. I don't think I've played Bulgaria before. The plan for this campaign is to be raped by the Soviet Union AI. Almost 100% sure of it. But like I was saying, the goal is to help Germany win the war. It's a challenge to win the war against the Soviets as Germany, so as Bulgaria. I'm probably gonna get murdered. So that's fun. I couldn't make OBS recognize Hearts of Iron III. I don't know why. So I'm using a new setup. That's probably gonna cause some audio, some lag with the commentary. I hope not, but we'll see. So we have several decisions here. Let's go self-pick them all. Player backstory start. I don't care with that. National peacetime recruiting policy. Let's go with the normal peacetime recruiting policy. I prefer a more balanced, sane approach. Alright, the last time that I played on maximum difficulty as Germany. Bulgaria is quite a weak country by comparison with Germany, so I'm tempted to select the remove all modifiers. I'm not gonna go with any of the easy settings nor the hardest ones because it's pretty hard to play as Bulgaria in Black Ice. So I don't know, I'm not exactly sure what this does, but hopefully it will do what it says it does. So no modifiers for me or for the AI. Of course the AI will still cheat very hard, but that's something that I don't control. I mean, it's not influenced by any of these decisions, I think. So, espionage and spies, what shall we pick? There's yeah, this one. I suppose it works in this version of Black Ice. So I'm gonna select that this decision reduces the neutrality. So I'm gonna pick it. We have some more decisions. Selected prepare for war. It does something very different in Black Ice by comparison with vanilla. Prepare for war in vanilla reduces the neutrality by 60 during a period of 10 months. In Black Ice it increases the manpower modifier by 50%, leadership and officer recruitment. Let's focus on the army. National manpower plus 20%. less time to build the units, I think. Nope, just more manpower. This one will reduce the time needed to build land units. I'm not an expert on Black Ice. Like I said, I didn't play it for over 1 year, and I was not an expert then, but my knowledge of the game mechanics of vanilla were enough to beat the game on the hardest difficulty. However, Black Ice changes the game quite a lot, so keep in mind that I'm probably gonna make a shit ton of mistakes. I'm gonna go with land build speed. Minus 10%. Hello Mickey Mouse. Welcome. I am fine, thank you. Alright, let's take a look at tech. Before we do that, let's see our nation. We start with 100% neutrality, so this is gonna take a while to be able to declare war to someone. If I want to help Germany win the war, I think that's nigh on impossible to do. But if I want to do it, I certainly need a border with the Soviets. So I guess I'm gonna try to take over Romania, at least. Okay, let's see the tech. Donation, basic education and investment. That sounds nice. More leadership. This is gonna be a slow start, a very slow start, so bear with me. Casualty trickle back. That's interesting. Less attrition, more manpower. I think I used to love these techs, but I'm not 100% sure why. I think it had to do with some strategic effects. Like Imperial seat of government, leadership modifier plus 2%, but I think there was something better. Some university, I think. Am I blind? Advanced education, that's not what I want. Imperial War Minister, this is very good too. Palace of Justice, Palace of the Party. Weird, I don't see it. Maybe it's not in this version of the game, I'm not sure. This is my first game in 8.5. Imperial seat of government, leadership plus 2%. That's not a big deal. I think there was at least in the earlier versions an university. I don't see it. If it pops up later, I'll build it. I think we need some of these text to grab it. So if you don't know how to play, if you don't know Black Ice very well, I guess you'll learn it with me if you play along and watch these. Supply production plus 20%, I think that's cool. Mickey Mouse is saying it's nice to it is nice to see you play this ultimate mod. Thank you, and it's nice to be playing it too. I haven't been able to play it because it crashed every 10 minutes, on my system. I think that's fixed now, but I guess we'll see. So electronic, this is gonna improve our research efficiency, quite good. Industry is also quite interesting, but it reduces the manpower. Supply throughput, combat reinforcement chance, sure. There was some advanced industry in the previous versions. Where is it? If I recall correctly, that is. Industry. Hello Oka, welcome, and Will Burman. Oka is saying Heart of Iron 3 is how I first started watching your YouTube videos. Yeah, that's how basically my channel started. No one knew me because of EU4 or EU3, because I never played EU3, for example. I only started playing Europa Universalis with, of course, EU4. Alright. Industry. Let's do, I think... okay, let's go with at least one level of these, grab another level of these. Agriculture, new industrial zone. Less manpower, more IC. Yeah. Alright, that's good enough for now. Let's improve the infantry. Infantry guns. I hope I'm not making a huge mistake somewhere. I probably am. Too many techs, and this is, like I said, this is my first game of 8.5 beta. So I'm bound to make mistakes. So artillery, but I'm gonna do my best. Anti-tank. This improves the anti-tank air defense, soft attack, hard attack, piercing. So that's good. Okay, as Bulgaria, I'm not gonna carry with armor. I simply can't. Okay, engineer unit, that's for sure. I'm gonna still rely on engineers, I think. There are a few changes in 8.5, if I recall correctly. I'm gonna talk just a little bit about them. Well, at least whatever I recall, I'm gonna talk about them. I'm gonna talk about it. I've read the patch notes, I don't know, maybe in January of this year. It was a while ago, but my memory, it's not terrible for these things. Okay, let's special forces, I don't care. Let's see the doctrines. Infantry unit training, infantry organization +4. Sounds nice. Infantry morale, sure. Artillery training. And so You, Mickey Mouse is saying, I started play Hearts of Iron 3 and EU4 because of you too. Because of me. That's... You didn't play Hearts of Iron 3 before seeing my videos? Interesting. Or am I misunderstanding you? So, direct fire training, anti-tank. That will do. I wonder... What what are the doctrines that improve the engineers? Maybe this one has something to do with it. Maybe not. Yes, engineer organization +4. Great. And battle plan 1924 tech, and we have leadership, enough leadership for 14 projects. We have 21 in the queue. Attack movement +5%, that's great, but it's kind of a luxury right now. Serious strength. Assault concentration, that's ahead of time. Special ops, we don't care with that, not at this point. Command. This should reduce the... At least in previous versions, this reduced the attack delay. Yeah, but not this one. Alright, we'll see it later. We have no room for more projects, so with that in mind, I think we're done with technology for now. Laws, we can enact mixed industry. People are being very kind to me on chat right now. Thanks, you're very kind. Hello Viper, Wilbur Moods and Mickey Mouse. Alright, in vanilla these laws are pretty much a no-brainer. If I recall correctly, in Black Ice that's not the case. We have some trade-offs here to make. Some very important ones, but we don't have dosh, so this costs dosh, some of them. Yeah, we do have some dosh. Mixed industry, +5% IC. Money, research efficiency, -5%. I'll take it, I think. Consumer goods during peacetime, yeah, -10% consumer goods. But we gain efficiency for production. More money, more IC. Maybe it will offset that. Let's see. We're putting one IC to consumer goods. Let's see what happens when we change these. Next day we'll see what happens. And when we have more money I need to recheck some of this stuff. State press. See. National revolt risk, I don't care with that. I see -1%. Minimal training. Money. Less leadership. Less efficiency for production. How does one even learn how to play Hearts of Iron III? This is Wilbur Mudd is saying, how does one even learn to play Hearts of Iron III? This looks more complex than what it really is. This is a little bit more demanding than EU4, but not a big deal. It really isn't a big deal. I don't know. Well, if you watch some of my videos, you'll learn this game for sure, but I don't know. Ask questions, I'll do my best to reply to them during the stream. Alright, let's see the ministers. This guy is interesting leadership, but it increases the descent. More descent means less IC to build stuff. But we don't have anyone better. Same dudes, same modifiers, so that fixes it, I guess. We have an administrative genius, minus 10% national manpower, minus 5% money. I see efficiency for production, 5%. These are all very dreadful trade-offs. I mean, plus 2.5 manpower percent, plus 2.5% manpower, lose 5% IC. Okay, manpower we're not gaining very much, so minus 10% won't change much. So let's keep the IC efficiency for production. Buy bonus 5%. National unity changes plus 3%. Money is by manpower. Spying, I'm not gonna do lots of spying. Money, it's quite important in Black Ice. So is this ruling party support used to be very important in this game, in this mod. So let's keep this guy. Leadership. Oh, this guy has to go. Whatever. Goodbye. Minus 10% leadership. No thanks. Minus 10%, that's a lot. That's actually a no-brainer. Chief of Staff. Land organization plus 5, I don't care. Not while I'm at peace. There's no one actually interesting. Yeah, and we're done with the ministers. Okay, intelligence. I guess we are gonna increase the national unity support, support the ruling party. I don't think that's enough to enable all the best laws. 70% national unity. That's why I'm trying to increase it. Okay, 60 for that. Unity is at least 70. Yeah, we need the unity of 80. Specialist training. Okay, let's build some stuff. So let's talk about a little bit about the changes, at least the ones that I remember. I think in this version of the mod we have more brigades. I think another one. We have 7. I think the previous version we had 6, but I'm not 100% sure. Of course, this is a crap division, but I was just checking. So, the Black Ice team introduced a new type of unit, the civilian transport, horse transport. I think there's some mechanized transport too, something we can grab better with tech. So these guys increase the movement speed in pretty much everywhere. So movement in mountains plus 80% and so on, but they reduce the stats and I don't like them. Okay, let's see what we have. At least I don't think I like them. We have some headquarters that we are gonna disband. Headquarters increased even though in Black Ice that was kind of reduced, if I recall correctly. The headquarters are considered regulars, and at peace having more regulars in the army increases the consumer goods that we have to pay. So let's see what these guys actually do. We can see it better here. Amphibious movement plus 20%, amphibious attrition plus 1%, that's terrible. Mountain movement plus 80% and so on. So basically they increase the movement of the brigades in harsh terrain. Maybe in plains too. Yes, they increase the movement everywhere. This to balance a pretty big penalty to movement in everywhere. Whole brigades should have it. Mountains movement minus 40, forest minus 29. Plains movement minus 24%. So if you don't grab one of these brigades, the division will move slowly or slower. With that in mind, I'm gonna grab engineers. Engineers reduce the movement penalty. Engineers make the division move faster. So in forests, woods, well, everywhere, pretty much everywhere, with exception of plains, I guess, and rivers. Nope, and deserts. And urban too. So my goal is, if these guys speed up the movement of the divisions, I guess I can have an extra brigade and don't care with this stuff. And these guys can actually fight, so I'm probably gonna build something like this. I don't know if this is good in this version of the mod, I guess, since this is mostly a test game, and I'm almost for sure that I'm gonna get wrecked. So get rid of the artillery. Artillery sucks in this mod. At least it used to suck. And from what I've seen, it didn't change much. Cavalry sucks too. Let's get rid of it. I guess I'm gonna keep the headquarters, the divisional headquarters. I'm trying to avoid building. I'm trying to avoid wasting IC. So I'm keeping the infantry. It would be less micro if I simply deleted everything, but we're not exactly an economical powerhouse, if you know what I mean. So this is where the Hearts of Iron IV templates would be huge. I mean, they would save us a huge amount of time. Alright, so let's add everything to the theater headquarters, you know, the huge amount of micro needed to attach everything. Boom. It's done. You don't actually need to have everything attached to an headquarter. But, okay, let's strategically deploy them all to the supply center. We actually have a supply system in Hearts of Iron III, as opposed to Hearts of Iron IV, where it's a farce, the supply system. Alright, so we have we also have a ledger in Hearts of Iron III, so it's quite helpful. So we have 10 division headquarters, 8 infantry attachments, and 1 headquarter. So if my build is gonna be something like this, I'm sure we are gonna get wrecked. Hey, but it's gonna be fun. So I'm gonna need 5 engineers and 1 anti-tank. So that's 40 engineers. Let's build them as reserves. I mean, if I already had so much trouble trying to defeat the Soviets as Germany, because it was not exactly a walk in the park, I can only imagine what's gonna be to try to help Germany defeat the Soviets as Bulgaria. It's gonna be mission impossible almost. That's what's fun about it. Alright, time to unpause. Let's automate the trades. I don't want to deal with that. And let's unpause. Hello Jordan, welcome. Alright. We lost the Great Depression effects, wonderful. Looks like we can... Yeah, the next day... Wait, I made a mistake here. Let's cancel all of these for now. To let the game update the costs of the units. I'm gonna add them the next day. No, I don't want to deal with rebels. So it looks like we can afford a few more techs. So let's see. Let's at least do one level of each of these techs. Okay, cool. Let's wait another day. And build the engineers. Well, let's start with the anti-tanks. These guys are quite good, but the biggest weakness of the division that I was proposing to build is the low strength. It has very low strength, only 4,200 men. Strength means a lot in this game. We'll see. Nope, sorry. That's a shit ton of clicking. Fascist militia brigade, poorly armed and composed of politically indoctrinated volunteers from various nations. Fascist militia units played a key role in the war behind the lines, fighting partisans and keeping supply lines clear. These units are quick and cheap to raise, with an added bonus of being good partisan fighters. Well, this would add to the flavor, I guess, but I'm not gonna build them. So, supply throughput plus 2.5, air build speed, armor build speed. So supply throughput is good, air build speed I couldn't care less, heart attack minus 5%, nope. I'm not gonna build any tanks, I think, so... Heart attack plus 5% seems good. Before we commit, let's see the others. Combat movement speed. Air intercept plus 3.5%. Guess I'm gonna take this one. But for the supply throughput plus 2.5%, that's very important. Jordan is saying I bought Hearts of Iron 4 and played it for 15 minutes. Didn't like it. I prefer a lot of micro. What's fun about this is that we don't actually have to do lots of micro, you know? That was in my opinion one of the problems with Hearts of Iron 4. It actually increased the micro. I'm gonna need spies. I'm gonna need lots of them. Let's see the politics. I didn't pay attention to our government. So we're basically we are fascist somehow. somewhat. Yeah, we are paternal autocrat. So this means that we can increase threat on dudes that are democratic. I need to think about the alignments. I'm gonna align to Germany. If I want to help them, I must be in their faction, don't you think? So, tell me about you, Romania. These guys seem democratic. I'm gonna increase threat on one of these dudes. I'm not sure exactly on whom. But we still don't have spies, so allow invasions. Right now our neutrality should be dropping by minus 0.01 or 0.02 every day. It's gonna take forever to be able to declare war. We barely have manpower. This is gonna be one of the biggest problems. I mean, if I wanted, I could game the game, but I'm not. I don't think I'm gonna do it. There's an exploit where we can trade money for manpower. So, if I buy a production license. Of course, Germany right now does not want to sell me anything because I'm not aligned to. This is Romania. Where is my country? I'm still getting used to this. So, we're moving towards the axis. When we get near the axis corner, say where you're seeing Austria, we should be able to buy licenses from them. Right now, we probably can't buy licenses from anyone. No matter what I pay. But like I was saying, if you get rid of the manpower in the pool when you buy licenses, what I'm trying to say is, if you have manpower in the pool and you attempt to buy some licenses, and then you get rid of the manpower in the pool by, say, building more divisions, those brigades will cost you 0 manpower. Alright, let's see if this makes any difference whatsoever. Let's send some spies to increase threat on Romania. Increase threat. Increase the priority to maximum and watch these. I don't think this is making any difference. We're not even increasing the threat on them, so this is a black guys mod thing. So let's keep learning how black guys works, right? Well, let's increase threat everywhere around us. see what works, see what doesn't work. Probably nothing worse. Yay! We're our neutrality is going down by 0.03 now, and we're actually increasing threats on Yugoslavia. The threat is rising faster on Greece, I think. Yes, so Marco should play in multiplayer as Germany with with some dudes that thinks he knows how to play Paradox games as the Soviets. He wouldn't stand a chance. And second naval treaty. Relation with the USA, sign the treaty, lose dissent, gain unity. Yeah, sure, I'm not gonna build any ships. The treaty limited the maximum size of signatory ships and the maximum caliber of the guns which they could carry. First of all, capital ships were restricted to 35,000 long tons. Standard displacement. So this is a naval treaty, of course. We don't have ships, or if we have some ships, they're puny, so couldn't care less. Yeah, we do a destroyer and a torpedo boat and 2 torpedo boats. These dudes had very little range, so they're useless. These guys are also useless. We have a fighter bomber. Lovely. Amazing. So where were we? We were trying to increase threat with the purpose of reducing neutrality and going to war sooner. It's not working very well with Yugoslavia, but it's working decently well with Greece. But in the long run, as we get nearer to the axis, the effects should become bigger, I hope. But what I really wanted was to attack Romania. I don't know, let's see again if this has any effect. Romania is allied towards the axis. No, they're going towards the allies. It's very important. For example, I checked the politics, so popularity, organization, basically who runs the country or who's gonna run the country if we had the elections, or who would run the country if we had elections. So we are fascist. Like I said, if we increase threat on a country that has a different ideology, we usually can we can increase threats and reduce the neutrality. But this works best if we have different alignments, and it doesn't work at all if we have the same alignment. So for instance, if Romania was aligned towards the axis, since we are also aligned with the axis, if I increase threat, it has no effect whatsoever on Romania, so they don't feel threatened. So, but I wanna attack Romania. I don't know, we'll see how this goes. Not going very well. Just a waste of spies. This is too slow and too costly. I don't know, we'll see. It's going not as bad, not as bad against the Greeks, but it's pretty bad. This works best if we can increase threat in a major country, but we have to border them. We have to border them, and we don't border any major country. We need to have a border with them. Alright. Okay, Jordan, see you soon. See you soon. Thanks for dropping by. Thanks, Wilburmood. Right. I still cannot enact better policies due to the very high neutrality, and this is gonna take forever. Let's see, we can try to raise threats on just to check it, but this should work like in vanilla, so let's increase threats, see if this has any effect. It must have some effect, but not with regard to the neutrality. It's still dropping at... There's no effect whatsoever. I seem to recall that as the years go by, the spies have more effect. We'll see. Let's forget about the Soviet Union. They're all... Viper is asking which is the hardest country to do world conquest with the Black Ice mod and Hearts of Entry. They're all very difficult. All the small ones. All small countries are very difficult. Say Bulgaria, Greece, but probably the hardest one should still be, just like in vanilla, should still be New Zealand, in my opinion. Maybe I should play New Zealand in vanilla, try to conquer the world. What's up with this? We're losing quite a lot of production. We lost 3 IC. Not sure exactly why. We have some money, let's see these laws again. Probably possibly we can save some IC or IC efficiency for production. State press, it's 1% of our IC and reduces the production efficiency. This sucks. Okay, I'm gonna go with this one. It has some consequences to the bad consequences here to the national unity, but I think that's better. I want to build this stuff slightly faster. Hello, Salata Domuzo, how are you? Yeah, Salata, I'm gonna call you Salata. He's saying Hearts of Iron 3 better than Hearts of Iron 4. Why is he playing this one? You guessed it. That's because Hearts of Iron 3 is much better than Hearts of Iron 4 right now. At least for my taste. Hopefully it will change in the future, but right now kind of bad. I mean, it lacks lots of stuff. The AI is not challenging. The strategies, I mean, when the Hearts of Iron 3, it's not a complex game, however, at least I don't think it is. However, the strategy options are almost limitless, while in Hearts of Iron 4, I played like, I don't know how many, but I played like 6 campaigns or something, 5, I don't recall exactly how many. And I already feel like I've experimented everything that I could. So I needed years to feel that the same way with Hearts of Iron 3, and I still find situations where I enjoy playing this game like this one, where I'm almost 100% sure I'm gonna get wrecked by the AI. But we'll see. See you, Viper. Thanks for dropping by. Have a nice evening. Okay, we have enough spies, I guess. Let's focus on the research. And keep an eye on the neutrality. Okay, we are increasing threat on Greece, I think. So the country that we can attack sooner, it's gonna be Greece, but this rhythm gonna take forever. It's gonna take forever, and one day. Let's hope as the years pass by, the effects of the spies is bigger. Okay, I'm gonna keep researching the engineers. It's 2 or 3 years ahead of time, but it's worth it, I think. Wilbur Mood is asking how many hours have I played Hearts of Iron 3. I don't know. I played it quite a lot, but I'm not sure. The reason why I'm not sure it's because the first Hearts of Iron copy that I bought was a non-Steam version, and I ended up buying it on Steam later. So on Steam I have like 500 hours, but I was already playing this game for years. So I don't know. Probably I played it more than I played EU4, but I'm not sure. And I played over 4,000 hours of EU4. So industry. Is there Advanced industry, something like that. Yeah, this is... Guess this was what I was talking about, but we need to be at war. These ones cancel each other, the bad effects I mean. So this one gives us more IC, less efficiency for production. But it's compensated by this one. While these techs have a pretty severe bad effects. Alright, industry 2. I'm gonna keep researching them, at least for a while. Basic education, top of the queue. Infantry guns. Okay, let's make sure we always research these techs. So, you'll have the privilege to watch me get wrecked by the AI live. This is something that everyone on... I was gonna say everyone, but that's probably a lie. I don't know if it's everyone, but a lot of people were asking to see, because they never seen me get wrecked. So, in Hearts of Iron III. So, I guess this is your opportunity. Mr. Cooper is asking, I never understood divisions in Black Eyes, so I stuck to regular Hearts of Iron III. How do they work? They work the same way as in vanilla, so but they have different combat width, they have a different combat width for the most part. So infantry attachments, artillery 0 combat width. What's up with this? The last time that I checked, this had like 2 combat width. Is artillery not worthless anymore? What's up with this? I'll reply to your question in a second. Let me just see what's up with this. I'm not sure. There was a tech that reduced the artillery combat width, but they were pretty bad. I'm trying to spot some combat width increase or decrease. Interesting. Looks like I need to pay attention to some of these texts. I will see it later. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get wrecked and I'm gonna have to redo this again. So let's so this is like a test game. So 7 art artillery brigades have 5 wheat, so they have almost 1 wheat. Not terrible. So, like I was saying, the divisions in Black Ice work the same way as in vanilla, but there are more variables because the wheat is different for many of these brigades, and lots of stats, lots of different stuff with regards to the stats, you know, with regard to the softness, with regard with soft attack, lots of changes here. So this also changes the way combat works in the field. I mean, standard divisions from vanilla don't work very well in Black Ice, so, but the game pretty much works the same way. There are also lots of and quite ridiculous actually terrain penalties or combat modifiers to benefit the AI, or lots of buffs to the AI, so there's that too. But they work they work more or less in the same way. So the AI is importing fuel. Nope, it's exporting. Martinez 998 is asking if I've tried Hearts of Iron IV Black Ice, and if you have, if you did, have you enjoyed it? Nope, I just I fired the game just to have a look at Black Ice 1.0, but I didn't play it. That's because even though they have great skills, they cannot do miracles, and at this point, for me to enjoy Hearts of Iron IV, they would have to make a bloody miracle. So I'm being quite harsh on Hearts of Iron IV, but that's exactly how I feel. Maybe later, when the AI is improved. I made a mistake here. I confused the regular headquarter with division headquarter. This is an infantry attachment. This, I don't want it. Oh, these are infantry attachments. Oh crap. I'm gonna upgrade them. I should have upgraded them, not disbanded. I shouldn't have disbanded it. Light infantry. I seem to recall that I gave priority. I gave preference to light infantry because they moved faster. They had better stats overall by comparison with regular infantry, and they moved faster on top of that. It looks like they have the same speed in Black Ice 8.5, so let's stick with them. They were cheaper too. Let's stick with infantry this time around. Okay, let's upgrade this to infantry. This way it's faster. But I might be upgrading some stuff to infantry that I don't want to upgrade, so... Anti-tanks cannot be upgraded to infantry. Engineers, they cannot be upgraded to infantry, so... So we're fine. Okay, we still have a shit ton of... We still have a shit ton of spies. At this rhythm it's gonna take like 4 years or 5 years to be able to declare war. So, let's see. I'm not sure. Seems a bit extreme, or gain some leadership, or looping 20 days or something. Nope. Infantry anti-tank weapons. This improves anti-tank too. Guess it's worth researching. Nope, I haven't read it. Muffman, welcome. By the way, Muffman is asking, did you read about the Infinity Diplomats exploit for EU4? Nope, I didn't. Being up to date, 100% up to date in EU4 is like a full-time job, and to be honest with you, I don't have time for that. Feels like a full-time job, so the game is always being changed. There are always new ideas for the game, which is quite good. I do what I can. If playing games actually paid my bills, then yeah, I would probably be up to date in everything, and you'll probably see me trying to do more crazy stuff, but it doesn't pay my bills, you know. I have to focus on what's really important for me now, which is to learn that new job and start earning some money. So camouflage designs. This is way ahead of time. Let's cancel it. Supply production. That's not ahead of time. The leadership is fluctuating. I probably lost some strategic effects. I dismissed the pop-up really quickly. Okay, Mickey Mouse, see you later. Thanks for dropping by. So medicine. Guess I'm gonna keep researching it. Manpower plus 9%. That's pretty great. Less attrition, more casualty trickle back, so less casualties. We're stuck at dreadful economic loss, so only 18 IC. Let's leave it there. It's ahead of time, even if only for a few days. Prioritize these. this is not a huge priority. But I'm gonna keep researching it. Still armor casting capability. Let's make sure we research these. Okay, none of this is ahead of time, so let's keep it. We're in January of 37, another year. Second Moscow trial. And there goes Egypt, annexed by the UK. Italy annexed Ethiopia. I'm not 100% sure what this really does, but taking away 5% of my AC, 10% of my supplies and 10% of my money, I don't think that's a great idea. So let's keep picking that. And this one to reduce the neutrality. Let's see if the neutrality is actually going down faster now. It was dropping by minus 0.03. Should drop faster now because we're in 37. Let's see. Maybe I'm wrong. I seem to recall seeing something similar. Again, maybe I'm wrong. Grand battle plan. Stacks are all important. Maybe that's gonna happen in 38 and not in 37, so it's still dropping at 0.32 due to the decision and 0.02 due to the decision and 0.01 because we are increasing threats on Greece. Let's check the alignment. We're drifting towards the axis. Our target is near the ally corner. Hello, much better, welcome. Monumental architecture, that's ahead of time. Hello, Corex, welcome. Corex is excited that I'm playing HOI III. And this is so bad. 1% 1% efficiency for production. That's not dreadful. But losing metal and losing rares, that's pretty bad. We need radios. And we need sensor stabilization machine, that's for sure. Let's prioritize them. Okay, a new monumental building for the nation. Let's see the options eventually. Top of the queue. We lost leadership again. What the hell? Small IC minor leadership boost plus 50%. So we went above 20 and we lost a huge amount of leadership. Oh well. This is a problem with the Black Ice and small countries. Countries with very little leadership, they're screwed. Civil defense. That's quite ahead of time. They're screwed because there's a shit ton of techs, important techs in Black Ice, and there's not much we can do with only 15 leadership, for example. If you're small, you cannot. If you have little IC, you have more leadership, but you cannot build stuff without IC. So you see, that's problematic. So another engineer. Let's put it there. What's up with this? Second London Naval Treaty, sure. End the treaty. We need to focus on what's really important. I'm gonna regret so much not having an Air Force. The Air Force in Hearts of Entry kills quite a lot. I'm not sure about the current setting of Black Ice, because like I said, this is my first game, but in vanilla the Air Force kills quite a lot, so I'm expecting Black Ice to be, I don't know, maybe similar, but I'm not sure. Supply organization. Let's have a look around the world. Nothing's happening. But let's have a look around the world anyway. USS Yorktown launched. This is really great. We're in April of 1937 and the game hasn't crashed. like I said at the beginning of the stream, I didn't play Black Ice for over 1 year because the new versions crashed on my system. The game is no longer crashing, and that makes me very happy. Morgan Freeman's birth. You can play Black Ice. Okay, we lost one IC again, so we gained a shit ton of leadership for research. Let's see, 1947. Do we have anyone better? Same dudes. Okay, good. We have this dude plus 5% manpower. Good. Salata is asking, who are you gonna attack first? I'm gonna try to attack Greece, so it seems. But I don't know, you know, this is gonna still take forever. Unless things change. Unless the Black Ice, the game lets me reduce the neutrality faster, just like I do in vanilla. But I'm not too optimistic. Because we started with 100% neutrality and it's taking forever to drop. So this is quite annoying. I'm forced to stare at the screen because of eye neutrality. Let's see for how long. Infantry, anti-tank weapons. So, what does this do? It increases the building time, but also the stats. Alright, this is a very important tech. Keep researching this. I'm gonna research it ahead of time. Artillery unit training. I don't care. I don't think this is gonna work. Okay. Alright, let's keep going. Some more engineers. And the war in Asia started. Or is about or it's about to start. Yep, it started. Let's grab radios to reduce the attack delay. And increase the combat efficiency by 3%. So what's next? That's a 1949 tech. Whatever, I don't think I'm gonna need oil. Excuse me. I don't think I need to worry with this, to be honest with you. I need to focus on the land war. Produce some fighters. Looks like our neutrality dropped. Either that due to the war in China, either that or I don't know. Supply production or sure. Gonna keep it. So let's keep an eye on what's happening in China or over here. In the meantime, while we wait for the neutrality to go down, we're building our army. Let's see. Let's see how this goes. Doesn't look very promising, to tell you the truth. Like I said, we'll see. Okay, this just unlocked some text. Let's research that. It affects the engineers, even if only slightly. Very slightly, but everything helps, I guess. Infantry upgrade in my queue. Leak. Did you forget about the one infantry upgrade in your queue, or is this planned? Oh, it doesn't really matter much, you know. But yeah, I guess I forgot it down there. I still need to build one. Thanks for helping me, I guess. Range finding equipment. Engineer defensiveness, toughness, extra toughness. So I'm gonna keep prioritizing everything that improves the engineers. I'm not in a hurry with regard to the infantry because of our very high neutrality. Still gonna take a while. Standard infantry branch upgrade advance. Guess I'm gonna keep researching it. Top of the queue. I was researching some stuff from some airplane techs, but I don't have leadership for that. So let's postpone it. Officer ratio is dropping quite hard. The best thing for Bulgaria would be to stay out of the war of World War II, get stronger, then go beat up everyone. Yes, Agarlik, I still have those pictures. Agarlik is asking about the pictures of my after action report as Portugal back in, I don't recall, 2012 maybe. That's basically what made me start my YouTube channel. So yeah, I do have those pictures somewhere in my hard drive. If you want them, I can upload them. This improves the anti-tanks, that's why I'm researching it. You're welcome, Agarlik, it was my pleasure. Great War Analysis 3, so that's quite backwards. Our tech is quite backwards right now. Backward technologically, I'm not sure if that's even an expression in English, I think it is. Saying that our tech is not very advanced. You'll need to learn a lot about these techs. Guess we have time. Medicine advance. Top of the queue. This gives lots of manpower. Do we have agriculture? You should have it somewhere. I'm not seeing it. Maybe Black Eyes got rid of it. Black Eyes team. Oh, right there, agriculture. Am I sleepy? Manpower plus 21%. Good. Get a border with Austria and westernize or something, says Mumphy Man. This is not EU4. Okay, there's something wrong with one of these divisions, this one. Let's build another anti-tank. Man, this is gonna take forever. Let's see, we're in November. Let's see if in 1938 the spies have they can have more effect. They can make the neutrality drop faster or the threat go up faster, whatever. I'm probably misremembering it. I'm not sure. Let's check. So, convert IC. This allows us to trade IC for extra resources. And nope, not worth it. And yet again, we lost our modifier 50% leadership instead of extra 100. Supply production is now ahead of time. The war in China is in standstill. Okay, we can enact better better economical war. Sorry, better economical law. So this is gonna give us a little bit more of IC, so it seems. More supplies, more money, but less leadership. More consumer goods. We'll have to pay more in consumer goods. So, but what really matters is what we end up having for production. Right now we have 15.49. Let's see what happens after I enact this. We have, well, we don't have anything because the game puts everything into reducing the descent. We have a little bit more of IC4 production, that's what matters, I guess. But we can kiss that plus 50, plus 100% boost of leadership, we can kiss it goodbye. Standard infantry. Guess we're done with that. Yep. Camouflage designs. Garrison, militia, infantry. This improves the infantry. So if it improves the infantry, let's research it. Well, this is 1941. Scrap that. Let's grab these ones. So, a new year, let's enact the yearly decisions. Short term, army focus. Land build speed minus 10%, reduce neutrality. Man, please tell me that the neutrality is going down faster. Nope, at same speed. I guess I'm misremembering. artillery, barrel, and ammunition. 1933. Let's prioritize it. Infantry unit command and control. Well, let's leave it there. I'm watching Greece, but I don't want to attack Greece. They were not part of my plans, but the increased threat was not working on Romania, so I might as well do something and attack Greece. Let's see if the increased threat works on Romania now. I doubt it, but we never know. Nope. Infantry unit training 4. Guys are probably of the same ideology. That's why this doesn't work. Alright, basic education investment. Prioritize it. Secret, we don't have leadership to research any of that. It is in a standstill, more or less, but the Spanish state is winning decisively, but they're so slow. Looks like they'll win soon. Let's see the ministers. Maybe we have better ones. Are you sure? China is at war with Japan. At war with Japan, Manchukuo, and the other puppet. Alright. Just in case I end up wasting IC, let's put division here. So this is the standard division from Black Eyes. At this point it has 19 soft attack, 11 hard attack, 9 piercing. I guess we can compare it with our division. Right now we have 34 soft attack, 16 hard attack, but I need this headquarter. But still we have like twice. Not really, but we have more soft attack. Anyway, let's build some more. Oh, come on, don't crash on me. Looks like the game is about to crash. Crap. Well, I think this crashed. The game just crashed. Not bad. I've been playing for 1 hour 58 minutes and 42 seconds, so that's an improvement over the 10 minutes of 10-15 minutes that the game crashed every 10-15 minutes. With the Black Ice mod. With this version, it needed 2 hours to crash, so that's a great improvement. I'm firing up the game again, but takes time with Black Eyes. It's taking forever, something's wrong. Okay, we'll see. Let's redo these again. Infantry. Division headquarters for the combined arms bonuses. That can be quite significant in Black Eyes. Engineers and anti-tanks. Let's go. did I save it? Yeah, I did. Industry 5. Guess I'm gonna keep researching it. These guys are gonna join the allies and I won't be able to attack them. This is gonna be interesting, to say the least. Let's have a look at China again. Medicine advance, and we quite need it. We probably don't even have enough manpower to mobilize properly. If I can only find that button right here. Mechanical computing machine, 1940 tech. Electronic computing machine, 1940 tech. I'm gonna research both. Prioritize them. Yeah, I believe we are not gonna see any action in this stream. Which of course sucks, but it is what it is. Rare materials. Don't have enough research, enough leadership for that. Goes Austria. Let's see the neutrality. We now can enact the full mobilization. We have 21.95 IC4 production. It increased quite a lot. Looks like we cannot build air units. Soon we won't have anything else to build, so... At this point we may be able to buy them from Germany. How about some fighters? This has this should have higher range 600 kilometers against 344. Air attack 17, air defense 20. I'm gonna go with this one. I don't have the... yeah, I do have that kind of dodge. Oh crap. Treaty of Munich. The Czechs lost the Sudetenland. How about you give me those airplanes? Stop being a dick. Thank you. Well, that's not cheap. There we go, this is still going on. Artillery, barrel, and ammunition. This improves the engineers, so top of the queue. Barely, but improves them. This one improves the infantry, but it's ahead of time. Not much going on here. Let's go back to Europe. Yep, I'm screwed. I'm not gonna be able to declare war before World War II starts. Assault concentration. If we bordered a major, maybe we could be at war, but we don't border any major, so our neutrality goes down slower, very slowly. These dudes need an anti-tank. We're lacking supplies. I don't know why the AI does not give enough IC to supply production, but it's not a huge deal. the queue. Deep battle doctrine. It's not a huge priority right now. Okay, this crashed again, so I'm gonna end the stream here. Give it a rest. I'll continue these. Well, it came back to life. Okay, let's play just a little bit more. Then. But I lost the sounds. The in-game sounds. More leadership. Top of the queue. Okay, top of the queue. This improves the engineers, so in November we'll unlock this tech that's gonna let us research. Oops. Motorized support units infantry. What's up? What am I missing? Motorized support units infantry. This one requires semi-motorization of infantry. Let's resource it. Alright, I'm gonna end the stream here. I'm having issues with the black ice. Hopefully, the next stream we won't have these many issues. So thanks for watching, and I hope to see you soon. Take care.